So I was asked recently what I look for in a man. And I had to really sit and think about it because the truth is I'm not really looking. Okay. Right now I've found a lot of fulfillment in nurturing my platonic relationships. And there's also the fact that I am going through a divorce. So it's basically just been about me, my relationship, nurturing my relationship with myself and my friends, my family, my daughter. I really had to think about it because I guess I'm just not in the headspace of looking for a romantic partner. Although I'm not closed-minded to it. If the right person comes along, I I'd be okay with that entering my life. I feel like I've done enough healing. And even though I am going through a divorce right now, the relationship with my ex has been over for a long time. I've essentially already mourned the loss of that relationship years ago. But in answering that question, or trying to find the answer to that question, it made me think about what my non-negotiables are. And one of my non-negotiables might surprise people, but I refuse to be in a relationship where the sex is not great. And I don't say this from a lustful place, because if I was told tomorrow that I'm going to be single for the rest of my life, I'd be just fine. It's like I said, I have already found fulfillment in my platonic relationships, my family relationships. I'm Gucci. But I refuse to settle for a relationship where intimacy on a deep level is not a part of it. I've done the work, lots of healing, lots of going within to be aligned in that way where I can be vulnerable when I need to, and to align with someone who can also be vulnerable in the same way. The reason why it's a non-negotiable for me is because whatever happens in the bedroom is a reflection of the nature of your relationship. To me, sex starts long before you guys end up between the sheets. It starts in your conversations, how safe you feel around each other, how present you are with each other, and essentially how much joy you have being together. I am not settling for anything less than extraordinary. I just refuse. I want intimacy on all levels. And I guess for me, why this is also very important is because I've gotten to a place where I know what I deserve. I deserve that kind of love. If I am going to enter into another romantic relationship, I deserve it. There's no question to it. I think in the past I had to learn that because my last relationship did not prioritize my needs sexually. We had a dead bedroom, ironically. So I spent most of my 20s living like a nun. I didn't consent to that. That was not the kind of relationship that I consented to. But even then, I was faithful, I was loyal, and I really tried to make things work. And that's the kind of person I am. I will try to make things work. I'm not someone who's fickle in nature. Not, at least not when it comes to long-term, serious relationships. This is no disrespect to my ex-partner. We're all going through this journey called life. And I personally don't have any bitterness towards him, but I stayed in a relationship way too long where my needs were not prioritized or considered. So if I ever do enter into another relationship, great sex. And I knew on an intuitive level that my past relationship was not the right one. And so I don't have a list of what kind of man I'm looking for, but I know that when I do find him or he finds me, whatever, if we come across each other, my nervous system will recognize him. My nervous system I would feel safe. On an intuitive level, it would just happen organically because I'd feel safe. I would feel seen. I won't have to ask for presents. I won't have to ask for my needs to be met. Things will just play out organically. So yeah. Great sex. I refuse to settle for anything less than great sex.